This is the kind of night that changes a sport forever. The kind of night where history stops and everyone watches. And on February 15, 2024, Caitlin Clark didn't just break a record. She shattered a barrier that stood for decades. Inside a packed arena with cameras flashing and millions watching, Clark walked onto the court carrying pressure that very few athletes ever feel. The NCAA Division I women's all-time scoring record was within reach, one of the most iconic marks in college basketball, a number that represented greatness, legacy, and dominance. But this wasn't just about stats. This was about impact, about the future of women's basketball, about proving that the women's game is now one of the biggest forces in sports. And Clark didn't just pass the record quietly, she exploded. She dropped a career-high 49 points against Michigan. Deep threes, fearless drives, clutch plays. Every basket pushed the moment closer. Every shot made the crowd louder. By the time the record fell, the atmosphere was electric. Fans were on their feet, teammates were emotional, and across the sports world, legends, analysts, and even NBA stars reacted in real time. This was more than a game. This was a global moment, and it confirmed what many already believed. Caitlin Clark is not just a college superstar, she's a generational icon. But to truly understand this moment, you have to look at the journey. Because this didn't happen overnight. Caitlin Clark didn't wake up one day and become the NCAA's all-time scoring leader. This was years of pressure, expectations, and relentless work. From the moment she arrived at Iowa, Clark played with a different energy. She wasn't just scoring, she was dominating. Step-back threes from NBA range, no-look passes, fearless confidence. Every night she played like the biggest stage in sports was watching. And soon they were. Sold-out arenas, record TV ratings, fans lining up hours before tip-off. Clark turned regular college games into must-watch events. She brought a level of excitement rarely seen in women's basketball. The way she shot from deep reminded people of Stephen Curry. The swagger, the confidence, the showmanship, it was changing the culture. But with that came pressure. Every defense focused on stopping her. Double teams, physical play, constant scrutiny. Critics questioned whether her style would translate, whether she relied too much on shooting, whether the hype was too big. Clark responded the only way she knows how, by getting better, more efficient, more aggressive, more unstoppable. And as the record got closer, the spotlight only grew brighter. Every game became a countdown. Every shot brought her closer to history. Every performance raised the stakes. The question wasn't if she would break the record. It was how big the moment would become. And on that night against Michigan, the answer was clear. This moment would be unforgettable. And when the record finally fell, it wasn't just a celebration. It was a statement. A message to the entire basketball world that the women's game has entered a new era. The reaction was instant. Social media exploded. Former legends, current WNBA stars, and even NBA players praised Clark's performance. Analysts called it one of the most important moments in college basketball history. Not just for women's sports, but for the sport as a whole. Because this wasn't only about scoring points, it was about visibility, about growth, about proving that women's basketball can drive ratings, sell tickets, and create superstars that fans everywhere want to watch. Clark's impact had already been building. Her games were drawing record audiences. Merchandise sales were skyrocketing. Young girls across the country were wearing number 22. But breaking the all-time scoring record took it to another level. Now the conversation shifted. Could she be the biggest star the WNBA has ever seen? Teams were already preparing. Franchises were thinking about ticket demand, media coverage, and market growth. The Indiana Fever, expected to land Clark, suddenly became the center of attention. The entire league saw the opportunity, but with that opportunity comes pressure, because now expectations are higher than ever. Fans want to see if Clark can dominate at the next level, if her style will translate against stronger, faster, more physical defenders, if she can carry a franchise and change the future of the league. And the biggest question of all, is this only the beginning of something even bigger? But here's what makes this story even more powerful. Caitlin Clark didn't just break a record. She did it in an era where women's basketball is fighting for global respect, bigger contracts, and real mainstream attention. For years, the game produced incredible talents. Legends like Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, and Maya Moore built the foundation. They carried the league, won championships, and inspired generations. But the spotlight was never this bright. The marketing was never this aggressive. The media coverage was never this constant. Clark arrived at the perfect time. She brought a new audience, casual fans, young viewers, even NBA fans who previously didn't watch women's college basketball. Her highlight clips went viral every week. Deep logo threes, clutch moments, and emotional reactions created a connection with fans. This is exactly what sports leagues dream of. A superstar who doesn't just win but sells the sport. And now brands, sponsors, and networks see the opportunity. Major endorsement deals, national attention, bigger TV contracts. The ripple effect could change the WNBA's financial future. But Clark isn't alone in this movement. Players like Aaliyah Boston, Angel Reese, and other rising stars are pushing the league forward. The competition is getting stronger. The rivalries are getting louder. The drama is building. And that means the next chapter won't be easy. Because once you become the face of a sport, every game becomes a test. Every mistake becomes a headline. Every loss becomes a debate. The pressure is coming. And this is where the story becomes even bigger than college basketball. Because Caitlin Clark's record-breaking night may be remembered as the moment women's basketball officially entered a new global era. The next step is the WNBA, and the expectations are massive. Fans want highlights, they want rivalries, they want superstar matchups. Clark versus Angel Reese. Clark and Aaliyah Boston building a new Indiana Fever dynasty. Team USA dreams, Olympic stages, global marketing. But the biggest impact might not be on the court. It could be on the next generation. Young girls are now growing up watching a player who shoots from 30 feet, plays with swagger, and dominates headlines. Youth participation is rising. Viewership is growing. The business of women's sports is changing fast. And if Clark succeeds at the next level, this could unlock even more investment, more exposure, and bigger opportunities for future stars. So when history looks back, February 15, 2024 may not just be remembered as the day Caitlin Clark became the NCAA Division I women's career scoring leader. It may be remembered as the day a superstar transformed the future of the game.